Hello students, today we'll learn the basics of Python. So today we're going to understand what are computer programs, what is Python, why do we use Python, how to install Python, what is the Python shell, and what are the Python commands. Okay. So what if you have to communicate a person who lives in France? You must know his language, right? If he speaks French, you must also know French. Similarly, if you want to communicate to a computer, you must know the language of a computer. Okay. See here, a girl asks, "Can you tell me where the airport is?" The other girl answers, "Go straight, turn left, turn right, you'll find the airport." So what is this? These are called the set of instructions. People communicate by giving sets of instructions. Similarly, if we want to communicate to a computer, we have to give the computer a set of instructions. But that set of instructions should not be in English language or Hindi language or any other language. It should be the programming or the computer language. Okay. Similarly, computer is given a set of instructions and these are called the computer programs or the code. Okay. Let us understand it. Consider this example. If your teacher asks you, "What is 2 plus 3? You'll answer that is 5, right? But what if your teacher asks your computer, "What is 2 plus 3? See, the computer won't understand your teacher's language because she's speaking in English. The computer understands only its language. It understands the computer language only. So you have to give instructions to the computer in computer's language. Okay. A computer program is a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer to perform a specific task. For example, we have a task of adding up two numbers, okay? We have to add 5 and 10. We can simply do it by writing 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. But how do you tell a computer how to add two numbers? First of all, we'll store a number 5 in X and we'll store a number 10 in Y. And then we'll tell the computer display this number on the screen. How will the computer display this number on the screen? You have to write the statement. Okay, you have to write this line to print the number, to print the sum of the two numbers on the screen. You'll write print x plus y. See, print here is a method that displays the addition of two numbers. Okay, it will print the sum, that is 15. Okay. What is Python? Python is a computer programming language. There are many other programming language and Python is one of them. And why we are studying Python? Because Python is easy to learn and can be used to write all sorts of computer programs. All right. So why Python? Python works on different platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. These are the operating systems, you can say, and Python works on each of them. So there is no problem. It can run anywhere. Okay. Python has a simple syntax similar to the English language. So you will not find it difficult to learn it. Okay. It is similar to your English language. And Python has a syntax that allows developers to write programs with fewer lines. Means you just have to write few lines of code. You don't have to write an essay on it. Okay. You don't have to write hundreds and thousands of lines. You can tell a computer or you can give instructions to a computer in a few lines. Okay. Now, how to install Python? Before installing Python, you must know the operating system of your computer, PC or laptop. If you don't know the operating system, you can find it out. Let us see how. First of all, click on the Start, then go to Settings, then in the System, click on About. Here, you'll see the operating system of your PC. See, mine is Windows 10. Okay, so this is my operating system. Now, how to install Python on Windows? You can go to this browser window and navigate this link. See here, www.python.org/downloads/. When you'll visit this site, you'll see there is a button, download Python 3.80. You have to click this button, okay? Now, when you click this button, this screen will be shown. You can click on either of the two options. See here, with the arrow it is given, either Windows 64-bit installer or the Windows 32-bit installer. Then clicking on one of them, you'll get a window like this. Okay, you have to click all these check boxes and then click install. Okay, then you have to click install. After installing it, a window will open where you have to click on run. Okay, we have to run the installer. Then this window will come up. It shows that the setup was successful and we have downloaded the Python. Okay. Similarly, we can install Python on Mac OS and similarly on Linux. These are the steps for installing Python in Mac OS. You can go to that website and download Python for Mac OS. Okay, then a window will open up. You have to click the link for the latest Python 3 release. Then we'll click install. See, here it shows the installation was successful. You just have to follow these steps and the Python will install. Okay. Similarly, these are the steps for Linux. And now we come to Python IDLE. So what is a Python IDLE? It is just like a notebook. For example, you have to write an essay, you write it in a notebook. Now you have to write instructions for the computer. Where will you write it? You have to write it in a Python IDLE. It is an integrated development environment. It is an environment or a notebook where you write the code. Okay. Now, how will you find IDLE? You will find Python IDLE. You have to search it. See, here I write IDLE and I click this option of the IDLE. When I click this, a Python shell will open up. What is a Python shell? Python shell, you can assume it to be a page of your notebook. Here you have to write the essay. Here you have to write the code. Okay, this is a single page of a notebook. See, I have to print something on my screen. I have to display this message on my screen. Hello from IDLE. If I write this statement is printed on my screen. It is displayed on my screen. This is the input and this is the output. Okay. So what is Python shell? I already told you. Python provides a Python shell which is used to execute a single Python command and display that result. It will execute only a single Python command. See, as we have written, this is a single command, only one command. Okay, print is a one command. We cannot write two print commands together. It will not execute, only one command at a time. Okay. What are Python comments? Comments are sentences or the statements that are used to explain your instructions or explain your code. The computer does not read these instructions. The computer just skips it and goes to the real statements. See, for example, we have single line comment. Comments can be used to explain a Python code. Comments can be used to make the code more readable. See here the example. See, I have to print 3 and 5, 3 plus 5. Okay. So what is this is a comment adding 3 and 5. I'm just writing it for more readability so that I can understand that I'm adding 3 and 5. If some other person is reading my code, he or she will be able to understand what I am doing. Okay, he or she be able to understand that I am adding 3 and 5. This is ignored by the computer. It executes or it's run only the print statement. All right, single line comment starts with this symbol. Okay, hash symbol. All right. Now, what are multi-line comments? To add a multi-line comments, you could insert hash for each line. If you want comments in multiple lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 lines of comments, you can simply add a hash symbol in front of each line. Okay, and then print the main statement you want to run or execute. All right. So that is it for the day. Today you learn computer programs. What is Python? Why do we use Python? Installing Python, and what is Python shell and Python comments. So please revise the topics for the today, and we'll begin with the next chapter tomorrow. Thank you.